Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. Time to talk about the declaration date. They declared this morning, bright and early, during my premiere nonetheless. So we'll have to talk to Jay about that. He's interrupting our video. But anyway, this is what the email looks like. This is the highlight on the email. What you need to see are the highlights. MSTY, 175% yield. I think they have made everyone happy officially. AIYY, I mean, you got no right paying 100%, but they're paying 100%. Whatever that comes to, we'll take a look. Squeeze 70%. YMAX, amazing, 67%. YMAG, you should not be on there. 14%. Why the hell is that even on there? But anyway, so that's what the email looks like. And sometimes people ask me, how do you sign up for emails? So all you do is you go to the YieldMax website, you scroll to the bottom, blah, 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 blah. And then we go to contact us. And then you scroll down here and then you put your email in, your first, last name. You don't have to put your phone number in. You could put a question or comment. You don't even have to do that. But if you just put your email first and last name and hit submit, then your email will be on their distribution. Obviously, yeah, if you have a question, send it in. As far as I know, they're still pretty good with that. I haven't done that in a while, but yeah, check it out if you're not getting the emails today. All right, so let's get to the spreadsheet and have some fun. All right, so this is Group D. Group D has declared, finally. All right, so let me zoom in, see what we can get on this page here. All right, so APLY. We'll start with APLY. APLY has declared 34 cents. 34 cents is a 24% yield. I thought they'd pay a little more, but that's okay. 34 cents is pretty good, right? If we take a look at, what was it last month? Last month was 45 cents. Month before that, 34 cents. So whatever, it's kind of in line. 24% yield on APLY, safe. I don't know. Some people want it, some people don't. But AMZY, man, AMZY, 76 cents. I was actually pretty close with that one, 70-cent range, which is good. But guess what? 76 cents is a 50% freaking yield. Hell to the yeah. Congrats, AMZY holders. DISO, 51 cents. Increase from last month, 40% yield. So DISO owners have a 40% yield. That is pretty solid, I have to say. SMCY, $1.02. So last month they paid $1.07. So I'm sorry, $1.27. So this is a decrease from the prior month. However, $1.02 is still a 70% yield. Now, AIYY, this one surprised me, right? They paid 36 cents last month. They paid 35 in the month before, 39 before that. What in the hell are they doing paying 72 cents? 101% yield. Not to mention, what's their current price? $9? Really? You're going to do that with a $9 NAV? All right, buddy. All right. 72 cents, 101% yield. Insane. Insane. Wait. Why does the latest increase not look right? This should be AQ minus AP. Of course, something's not updated, right? So we got to do we have it up here? No, that one's not even updated. Oh, it's taken the estimate. That's why. All right, whatever. Ignore that for now. I'm not updating that. All right, but anyway, AIYY was an increase from last month, nearly double. All right, we've been waiting for this. Here we go. MSTY, $4.19. I wasn't sure if they were going to pay over $4, but I made the right decision going from $3 whatever to $3.75, which was, I guess it was kind of close, but whatever. Look at their freaking yield right now, 177% yield. Are you insane? $4.19. So people that own MSTY, oh man, I can't wait to see some of these distributions that people are going to get. It's going to be nuts. So congrats to all the MSTY holders that have held through even with all this capital appreciation. Good job. you're going to be collecting a handsome distribution on this Friday. So go buy yourself something pretty sweet. All right, SMCY, first time paying, awesome payment, $5.35, which, we kind of knew was going to be high. I guessed around 5, which is pretty close. 125% yield. This IV, have you seen this IV, guys? The IV on this is 96%. I mean, I want a piece of this. I know nothing about Super Microcomputer, but I need to, because if they're a trustworthy company, this looks like not MSTY, but essentially a 1B, maybe a number 2. Although NVIDIA's still the GOAT in a way, but MSTY's their IV is just taken over. You can't really compete with that, but SMCY is pretty damn close to second on that. But yeah, SMCY, 535 distribution, 125% yield. Amazing. All right, so now YMAX and YMAG paid. So if I go down here, I'm just adding that to the total for their, we'll call it the week ones, right? The first payment of the week ones for everyone. YMAX is paying 22 cents. That's okay. YMAG is paying 5 cents. So that's kind of as expected. Again, we kind of got the running totals up here. I don't know what the estimate was at the time. Again, this kind of changes based on the current yield, but we had 25 cents and 7 cents at the time, but close enough. Now, as far as the YMAX and YMAG estimate for next week, let's zoom out. So now that we know what all of these funds are paying, right? We have the official actual distribution. What we will do is we will take, the ones that are part of YMAX. SMCY is not part of YMAX because they have to pay their first distribution first, and then they will be added. So since they just paid, they'll be added going forward. So now, if we take a look at this, 78% is the average yield of the bunch, okay? Average yield of APLY, AMZY, DISO, SMCY, AIYY, and MSTY. So if we take that average yield and we essentially use that to calculate what the next payment would be on YMAX, we get 25 cents, and this is for next week. So 25 cents, that's pretty damn good. Now, if we look at YMAG, where's YMAG? Yeah. So YMAG, their estimate would be based on APLY and AMZY, because again, they're taking the Magnificent Seven. They have 2, 3 of the groups have 2. Obviously, you saw Group C, they only had the 1. But at least Group D has APLY and AMZY. So if you take the 2, get the average yield, and you calculate what they're paying, we're coming up, 16 cents. Yeah, that's kind of low. But keep in mind, APLY has a low distribution, so you also have to keep keep that in mind as well. But YMAX, they do have much more volatility, overall, their underlyings. But we'll see. I mean, YMAG, this is a rough week for YMAG, but we kind of expected it. It is what it is. It's gonna happen. Every third week, every fourth week, wherever that lands, Group C. But YMAX is always going to be kind of in that 20 cent range too. So also for Group D, how is their ending recovery rate? So all of them recovered except YQQQ, of course, because that's short the Qs. But outside of that, everyone recovered. Almost everyone recovered 2 times up. APLY recovered 2 times. APLY 178% recovery, DISO 267, SMCY 166, AIYY 180, and MSTY 631. So, I mean, unbelievable recovery rates. Average recovery rate 272%. So that's solid. All of the Group D did freaking outstanding, minus YQQQ. But nobody likes YQQQ anyway, so it's okay. All right, so now what we could do is we could talk about the recovery rate from the prior groups. But before I get into that real quick, today is the declaration date, tomorrow is ex-dividend date, and then Friday is payment date. So for the people wondering if they buy today, will they qualify for the distribution? The answer is yes. You have to hold until tomorrow though, right? You have to buy the trading day prior to ex-dividend date, which is today, and hold it until ex-dividend date. But as you will see, the price of the ETF will drop by the distribution amount per share, plus or minus the movement in the underlying, of course. And then, of course, you'll get paid on the Friday. All right? So I just wanted to get that out there in case anyone was wondering. All right, so now, recovery rate for Group A. Why are these columns all screwed up? They're not, like, aligned. But anyway, one thing I need to make sure is I have the recovery rate picking up the latest distribution, being AQ, right? This is AQ. What about here? We got AQ? No, we got AP. What the hell? So, yeah, we got to update that. Crap. So we go here. We go here. AP. This should be AQ. There's way too much going on in this spreadsheet, guys. Not my fault. YieldMax fault for doing this weekly crap. All right, so we got to copy that down to see how they're recovering. We go like that, and we hit paste, and then we can see the recovery rate. PLTY, all right, so they did not pay, so that's why they don't have one. All right, so move on. So yeah, so now that's picking up 19, okay. So here too, still picking up P. So this is for Group C. You want to copy that down, make sure we have the appropriate recovery rates here too as well. Again, double check it. It's picking up AQ. Obviously, AQ is week 1 actual versus the prior payment. All right, so now we can cover recovery rate. Why does it look like this? This is ugly. Okay, that's better. All right, that's better. All right, so how is Tesla doing since their latest distribution? Their latest distribution was $1.09. How much have they recovered? Negative $1.03 they've recovered. So they've recovered negative 94%. Not a great start. OWARC, they recovered 66%. GUI has recovered negative 27%. Yuck. ZOMO, negative 118%. Yuck. YBIT, they recovered 129%. Good job. SNOY, 62%. TSMY, kicking ass, 519%. And then Crash, 126%. But obviously Crash does good because Tesla did not. All right, let's move on. Oh yeah, average recovery rate overall, 77%. So that's okay. All right, so what else we got? By the way, am I taking the average for everything? No, I guess I should also take the Crash recovery rate in there too. Again, too much going on in this spreadsheet. All right, how about Group B? Group B, NVIDIA, let's start with that one. Their prior distribution was $1.09. Okay, how much did they recover of that? Well, they've recovered $1.17, which is 106% recovery rate. Good job. Phoebe, negative 20%. Not that great so far. JPMO, 100%. Boom. Murney, negative 103%. GDXY, 100%. Good job. So 3 around 100%. And then Babo. Well, Babo, man, they freaking tanked. What the hell happened? Negative 140%. PLTY did not pay. And dips, negative 77%. So yeah, that recovery rate, not that great for Group B, unfortunately. Now, Group C declared last week, but look at Netflix, man. Look at Netflix. As you know, they jumped up in price after their earnings. So they recovered 187%. So if you got in Netflix, good job. Coney, negative 3%. They're kind of on the downward now, but they were going up for a while. MSFO, 63%. AMDY, negative 31%. PP, 19% recovery. ABNY, negative 8% recovery. Fiat, 3% recovery. Yuck. And Ulti, what the hell, Ulti? Negative 143 freaking percent. Good God. What happened to Ulti? I haven't even checked, but yeah, man, you got to do better than that, Ulti. What dates do we have for them? They're picking up AZ40. What date is that? 8/15. Yeah, this is AZ20. Yeah, that should pick up that date. See, I knew I had to update something. So if we copy this, Ulti may look a little better. Okay, it's a little better. So yeah, based on their last ex-dividend date, which was on 10/17, right? This picks up AZ20, which is 10/17. That was their ex-dividend date. They were at 985. Now they're at 979. So they have negative recovery, but only negative 7%. So again, it's not as bad as we thought. Okay. Obviously, Group D just declared, so we don't talk about their recovery rate at this very moment. So, but real quick recap as far as what they paid. APLY paid 34 cents and that is a 24% yield currently. Again, the current yield fluctuates based on the movement and change of the current price. I'm making this video on my lunch break, which is during market hours. So obviously you should see some changes from when I talked about these earlier. AMZY, 76 cents, 51% yield. DISO, 51 cents, 40% yield. SQUI, $1.02, 70% yield. AIYY, 72 cents, 101% yield. MSTY, 419, 176% yield. SMCY, 535, 125% yield. And then YQQQ, 35 cents, 24% yield. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Man, guys, I wanted to also mention this is not for 4 weeks. This is for almost like 8 weeks, maybe even more. I'm not sure the exact number. So this may be a little inflated. Plus, it's possibly the last payment of the fiscal year. So if they had any true-ups to make for the 90% total distribution payment for the year, that's also possible. But starting the next payment, we should be back to norm, right? Whatever you get in the normal 4 weeks. All right, so as you know, I have a lot of stuff on this spreadsheet. But first, let's look at house money, right? How much did anything change on house money? Oh, wow. Look at that. MSTY, 93% house money now. One more payment, man. We'll be at 100%. SQUI has paid 58% of their original payment. Of the original launch price. Wow. SMCY is not updated. What the hell? This is picking up U38 divided by C38. So total distribution. Don't tell me the total distribution is not updated too. I'm going to scream. Yeah, it's picking up AQ. What the hell? Let's see what... Are they all picking up AQ? Yep. No. Of course not. Why? All right. Anyway, let's go back. There we go. SMCY, 10%. They paid you back 10% of their launch price already. You got to love it. APLY, 32%. AMZY, 45%. DISO, 33%. IYY, 33% too. And SMCY, 10%. We mentioned YQQQ, 4%. But the important one to focus on is MSTY. Is probably going to be house money on the next payment, but we'll keep an eye out for that to see what happens. Okay, outside of that, I do have an ITD Gains column, and I just want to show you what it calculates. So it takes, I do have launch price. So for the example of Tesla, it's going to show a $40 launch price since this is post-reverse split. So again, they launched around 20. They had a 1-for-2 reverse split, so it's going to show 40, all right, for historical purposes. Their current price plus all of the distributions received total 38.16. So it doesn't even total more than, the launch price. So, it's, although they almost paid, they paid 67% of your money back. The price, unfortunately, keeps launching. And a lot of this has to do with the underlying, but also a lot has to do with the covered call strategy, capping the upside, which is very unfortunate. So they're in the red. And some of these others are not that great. OARC, well, we know OARC sucks too. GUI, 1%, not that great. Current price. What the hell's GUI's price? I have the current price squeezed in here too. 15.16. Okay, so not that great. Yeah, so you can see, get an idea of what some of these prices are. A lot of them are pretty low. YBIT's $13. I mean, that's embarrassing. You're a pretty new fund, brother. You gotta do better than that. So yeah, ITG Gains on Group 1, horrible. NVIDIA, 143%. Now we're talking. Phoebe, 46%. Everything else pretty much sucks, to be honest. So these, I'm just pointing out the good ones. Netflix, 36%. Coney, 78%. MSFO, 30%. AMDY, 23%. Again, this is without drip. This is just, adding essentially the distribution to the current price, and then, comparing that to launch price. PP, 37%, not bad. APLY, 23%. AMZY, 42%. SMCY, 53%. DISO, 14%. MSTY's 136%. AIYY sucks. We know that. SMCY, 18% already. So, pretty good stuff. YMAX is 16% and YMAG 21%. So overall, not too impressive. A lot of these aren't doing that great, but there's ones that we typically don't invest in. But it does make you rethink YMAX, right? Because some of these funds are shit. All right, so let's continue, guys. So what else? One thing, again, I love talking about is, when is the best time to buy these ETFs? And the answer is never base it on the ETF price, right? The answer is look at the underlying. Is the underlying on discount? Is the underlying near a 52-week low? Is the underlying overvalued? Again, I'm not here to tell you what's undervalued and what's overvalued, but I'm here to tell you which underlying are currently closer to a 52-week high versus a 52-week low. So in the case here of Group A, we'll talk about them first. The only discounts I see is YBIT and SMCY. YBIT's 15% away from their low. YBIT's underlying is BITO, right? So BITO right there, BITO, yep. So they're 15% away from their 52-week low. And SMCY for SNO is 6% from their 52-week low. Everything else is closer to the 52-week high, which, that's a little concerning. No deep discounts. And if we go to Group B, do we have any lows? We got Murni. Well, Murni is always near their 52-week low because Moderna hasn't really done well. 1%. I mean, they're basically at their 52-week low. Everything else is at the 52-week high. So can't really say those are discounts, but it's hard to say. NVIDIA is always at a freaking 52-week high. They're always going up. So this, what I'm giving you now, it does no good for, stocks like NVIDIA, who just keep going up anyway. All right. Group C does have AMDY. So AMD is actually closer to the low, 44% away, but still pretty close to the low. ABNY for, Airbnb, which I don't trust it, but it's 40% away from the low. Everything else is near the high. And last but not least, if we look at Group D, any discounts here? Well, DISO, unfortunately, Disney is always at the 52-week low, but now they're only 39% away from the low. AIYY for AI, 31% from the 52-week low, which I feel like it always is. And then SMCY, this is one I'm really looking at, and I need to make a move. I need to do some damn research, but obviously Super Microcomputer is 22% from their low. So again, it's really interesting stuff right there. But hopefully that helps you guys. Again, another important factor is IV. Who's over 100%? It's pretty much MSTY. No one else. But let's say who's over, what's a good number? Who's over 50% IV? I'll mention those, and then we'll move on with our day. SMCY shows 96% IV. MSTY, 105% IV. AIYY, 54% IV. SMCY, 57% IV. Well, Fiat is, again, that's the short for Coney. Coney, 89% IV. AMDY, 54% IV. Dips, and obviously NVIDIA, same thing, 59% IV. Murni, holy crap, what? Moderna is 80% IV? Something must be going on. Palantir, 69% IV. I don't know what's going on with Moderna. They got earnings coming up. Tesla 55% IV, so they're above 50%. Ybit 60% IV, SNOI 53% IV, and obviously Crash, of course, 55. That's just like Tesla. All right, guys. So that's the update on the declaration for Group D. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you surprised with any of these payments? Do you think they overpaid or underpaid on any of these? And what are you doing with the distribution? Are you cashing out, right? You going out this weekend, going to party it up with your MSTY distribution, or are you going to throw it right back into MSTY or some other funds? Let me know in the comments down below. But again, I just wanted to get this video out for you guys on my lunch break because, again, it's not only to cover the distribution price, but to show what the YMAX, YMAG payment is, and obviously some recovery rates and so on. But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next week. Again, I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing. If it is, once I get back to the office, it may have to wait until nighttime. But I'll await your feedback because I think you guys like this video, but you guys can let me know if you need this the Wednesday video. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Any questions, concerns, or comments in general, leave them down below. All right, as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your MSTY payment. Later.